This is Unrendered. I'm Tony Regisford, and I'm having a chat with the Honorable Clair Leacock. Clair, welcome back to the studios of IKTV. And I say that because the opposition seems to be putting an embargo on us.
No,
so welcome back.
I don't expect to come to the defense of my party this early. You know that I welcome any opportunity I have to be here with you. I find the programs that you do are important and they're constructive, and I avail myself of every opportunity that I can be here. I'm sure that speaks well and true for many members on our side.
Well, thank you for that. We'll get into that whole embargo thing just now, but let's start off with some general things. You've been fairly active in the opposition, as everybody expected Clair to be. Mm-hmm. You are a live wire, very adversarial kind of guy. Is that what you see as the style for opposition politics?
Well, I don't know about the adversarial nomenclature, but I defend the policies and principles that I support and believe in very fiercely. And whenever I am disrespected, I attend to that. If you put a name and title on that and it's adversarial, then so be it. But basically, I am for peace, and I do just what is required of any given situation.
You have an issue with the Speaker of the House. I mean, this is something that you've ventilated, and I think of all the members of the opposition, you seem to be the one who is most vocal on this. I'm not saying the others have not expressed dissatisfaction with the performance of the Speaker, but it seems as if you have a personal beef with it. Has the Speaker disrespected you in your mind more than once? That has gotten you into that.
It's institutionalized. No, I mean, we weren't prepared for what we were going to discuss this evening, Tony. But let me say, I have no personal beef with the Speaker, and I wish it could be otherwise. But the Speaker has disrespected me publicly and has abused his office in the Parliament, not just against me, but several members of on our side. I mean, it is so glaring that you don't have to spend time here this evening enumerating what they are. And no self-respecting person would tolerate that level of indecency that has been exhibited by the Speaker. And certainly, I'm not going to let him have his way in that regard.
Is it a question of your judgment?
No, this is not judgment. This is facts. In fact, I've had occasion with the Speaker at one time apologize for me in that he had asked me to give way to the Prime Minister to make a clarification, and he wrapped up the debate. I mean, I've had the insulting situation on matters for which is my core strength and activity in the field of management. I remember the matter of Hofstede and culture, and the speakers looked at me and asked me if I'm speaking the truth, as if what comes from the Prime Minister's mouth is the Bible, and other people don't know what they're saying is the truth. We have had opportunity where we have brought tape recordings of what has transpired in the House. You have not allowed them to be played. I mean, I don't want to spend a lot of time in it because it is really daily just disgusting, but time and time again, the Speaker just refuses to manage the House properly.
What is clear is that, you know, people have views on all these issues, and a lot of them tend to come down along political lines. So I know, for example, the viewers of this program, the ones that are sympathetic to the ULP, are probably going to say, you know, Clair, you are the causative agent in all of this, and vice versa. What I want to get at is, how would you address the issue of a Speaker under our current system that is impartial? How do you get an impartial Speaker in the House of Parliament? How?
Tony, you know, our societies are run by laws and they're also run by convention. We practice the Westminster system of government in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. There is an old convention practiced in the United Kingdom that the Speaker of the House gets elected unopposed. And that's one of the first goalposts to ensure partiality in the House and respect from both sides of the House. In other words, before the exercise on the day to determine the Speaker, both parties would meet and agree and disagree as who should be a Speaker.
Unequivocal.
Exactly.
There's no dissenting
precisely
voice.
Precisely.
Right.
So the mere fact that when the
But is that possible here? You think that
it
we
is
can
possible.
find one individual in the current political climate?
Yes, I believe so.
You think there's one individual that can be plucked out of somewhere?
Oh yes.
That
I think Monty Moore, for example, made that measure, and I think Douglas Williams also performed in that kind of regard as well. And I'm sure that there are a lot of people in St. Vincent who have their independence who can perform in that way.
I know that, but what I'm saying, in the current political climate, would the person who's proposed be unopposed by your party and the
Yes,
ULP?
I'm confident.
You think that is possible?
I'm very confident about that. Very, very confident.
So we have work to do. That's what you're saying.
We have work to do. And I'm not saying that the speaker could not have been like that, the existing speaker. Whether he could redeem himself now, the jury is out. But I don't think when we came to the parliament initially, that we had any preconceived notions how you'd function. I think we came to our conclusion on the basis of his performance.
Was he selected unopposed?
On this last occasion?
Yes.
No, remember we nominated Barrister Peters.
Initially, when he became the speaker?
To the best of my collection, that he was unopposed the first time around, yes, initially, yes.
Oh. Okay.
But Tony, you see, you're trying to push me back, you know.
No.
But
I'm just trying to figure out.
Just remember, you know, that in the very house, the leader of government business, Honorable Ralph Gonsalves, described the same speaker as the worst in living history as a senator. So there's history there.
So there is time to recover from history, isn't there?
But there is time, and Tony, we probably should move on, you know, to things that are more well for discussion.
And I agree.
I really don't want to belabor and make a whole night's program on this speaker.
Well, Sinclair, you know,
more important things to do.
I don't like the way you're rubbishing.
No, I'm not rubbishing. I'm just saying there are more important things. I'm not rubbishing, and that's not the intention.
Because the speaker may think that
I really would hardly want to spend a session on television on the speaker, because
let's spend some time on Anisha
something.
Batiste, because Anisha Batiste is a defector from your party, and we really haven't had a chance.
Also from the ULP.
And from the ULP.
Yes.
We really haven't had a chance to chat since that happened. And it may seem like old news, because since then she's formed...
Or stale news.
Since then she's formed her own Democratic Republican Party or something like that. I can't remember. The RP. Where do you see that party going, Sinclair?
Well, I think the Prime Minister summed it up pretty well in one of the parliamentary sessions. He said he had he's in government now for about 40 years. He feels if she's good for 24 to 30 years in the willingness, she can eventually come through. He may yet be right. I don't want to second guess him on that particular matter.
But I suspect that that's your feeling as well. You're using him in your preamble to tell me what you think about it.
I don't think she has an immediate future in the political history of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, in the political life of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Why?
Well, you're forcing me to discuss the young lady in a way that I've been trying to avoid. I will say this to you, Tony, that politics, you have to have your core support. She doesn't have that.
She can build it.
She can build that. But she has done much to destroy public confidence in her objectivity on many things and her ability to really serve and work herself through the systems. And you see that in many facets of life. If I was to enumerate it tonight, it would begin to resemble some sort of an assault and attack on her. And I really want to avoid.
Well, we don't want to do
but
that.
I really want to avoid that.
Let's speak to the issue, for example, in the manner in which she left the NDP. Are you saying basically that is one of the examples that you're talking about?
Well, I mean,
she's really not done
the manner in which she left the New Democratic Party is not dissimilar to the manner in which she left the ULP, save and except that she was more insultive on this occasion. But remember, Senator Francis said that he would not allow her to continue in the ULP. Her religious positions classed seriously with the political convictions, and he made that position. The letter that she wrote to the leader of the party, Mr. Eustace, if I was the president of the New Democratic Party, I would have done the same thing. I mean, it was contemptuous, it was rude, it was disrespectful. And I've heard a subsequent with other prominent people in the society, Queen's Counsel Panel Campbell, Queen's Counsel Comijong. And it seems to me that she just feels that there's not a voice of opinion or reasoning that can speak to her. And I really don't want to go beyond that.
And you're saying with that trait, her party is dead in the water, basically.
Well, I didn't say it's dead in the water. I'm simply saying she will have to pay her dues.
Over 24 years or so.
Well, that's not an unreasonable time.
Well, it is quite unreasonable if
No.
one thinks.
Gonzales came to office after War 24 years. I joined the New Democratic Party in 1984, you know. 1984. So it didn't happen overnight.
Sinclair, you know, let's move on from Anisia and let's go to the issue of the visa requirements now that the Canadian government has imposed on intentions. A lot of blame gaming. I know we're coming to the end of this section, but I'll just throw it out, and when we come back, we'll pick it up in its fullest form. There's a lot of blame gaming going on. NDP blaming ULP, ULP blaming the NDP. Your name has featured as somebody who has supported people fighting for refugee status, and so encouraging these false claims. Your name and the opposition leader's name has been.
Let's be clear before we go forward in the debate. Don't associate my name with any false claim. Because I have not supported any false claim.
I'm just saying.
No, but I won't be emphatic about that, because we have a way in St. Vincent in which things tend to stick. You know, and people's words are gospel. I have not been associated.
Here I am saying to you.
But I'm saying to you before you establish it that I have not been associated with
not trying
any
to establish
false
it, Sinclair. I'm just saying this is what has been said. Okay, and I want you to clear it up here. So anyway, we're at the end of this first section. So let's move out of this section, and when we come back, we visit the Canadian visa issue. You're looking at Unrendered, and my guest is the Honorable Sinclair Leacock. We'll pick up the visa issue, the Canadian visa issue, when we come back.